Children, welcome back to the class. So today we are going to learn page number 69. So yesterday we have learned about the filter paper and about the crystallization. So crystallization is nothing but to separate the salt from the salt water. So if you read the lesson once and twice, it will be very easy for you to understand. Now, do you know box in page number 16? I am going to say. Some of you are having new edition textbook, no problem, whatever it is, new edition or old edition. But you have to just listen the matter. The matter will be same. Maybe the publication may be different, but the matter will be, the content of the lesson will be same. Now, do you know? Water is generally evaporated in sunlight. Yes, we have learned that the water that are in the rivers and seas will be generally evaporated in the. So, because of the rain, the heat, because of the sun, the heat produced by the sun will evaporate the water from the seas and rivers. We use this property while extracting salt from seawater. Seawater is captured in wide pans and is exposed to air and sunlight. Then water evaporates and the salt is left behind in the pans. So, to extract the salt from the seawater, they will make a wide pans near the seas in this way. These are called as wide pans. So what happens when they make wide pans like this? Because of the sunlight and the air, the water gets evaporated from these pans. Then only the salt will be remained in those pans. In this way, the salt is captured. Now about distillation. Before administering injections to patients, doctors mix injection powder with some liquid. Yes, when you go to a hospital, you can observe before giving an injection, they will mix the distilled water with the powder medicine and then they will give. What is it? It is a liquid or any other water. What is that? This is known as distilled water. The water that they are mixing in the injection powder is known as distilled water. Where does this distilled water come from? Distilled water means pure form of water without any impurities. Pure form in the sense without any impurities. Do you know the process of distilling water? So how do they make this distilled water? We are going to see now. Get your own distilled water. Fill a conical flask with water. Close it with a cork having a hole. Insert a glass tube through the hole. Take another conical flask with a cork having a hole and insert another glass tube through it. Connect both tubes with a rubber tube. Now heat the flask containing water in a Bunsen burner. So you can see in the picture in the textbook. If you are not having, you can watch it here. So this is the conical flask. These are the conical flasks. And this is the rubber tube. This is the rubber tube and this is the conical flask. Now they have connected the pipe in these two flasks in this way, these, and this is a rubber cork. Here this is the rubber cork. Now this is the Bunsen burner. This is the flame here. Now these both conical flasks are connected with a rubber tube and this is open. Actually the rubber tube will be open. Have seen camphor in your houses. So it will be in the white color and it's in the powder form. Even the salt is in white color and powder form. How can you separate this? We are going to see now. Take a mixture of camphor and powdered salt in a china dish and cover it with a funnel. Close the tube of the funnel with cotton. Place the dish on a stand and heat it with a burner. In this way. Here you can see burner and a funnel. And top you have to cover it with a cotton. Now it started heating. When you on the burner, it will start heating. What do you observe in the dish? When camphor is heated, is it transforms into liquid or directly change into gaseous form? Similarly, on cooling, the gaseous form of camphor changes directly into solid without going to liquid state. So this is a very important thing. Camphor, when it start heated, it does not change into liquid. Directly it will change into water vapor, gaseous form. So even in the puja room also you can see when you lit the camphor, you can see directly the gaseous form, not the liquid form. So after cooling also, this camphor from gaseous form directly it will change into solid form. There is no liquid state in this process. So the camphor directly changes into gaseous form on heating and directly changes into solid form on cooling. Gas is same change found on heating salt. The process in which a substance changes directly from solid to gaseous form and vice versa is called sublimation. The process of changing solid to gaseous form on heating and gaseous to solid form on cooling, this vice versa is called as a sublimation. So this is very important, children. Write about the sublimation. Give an example about the sublimation. What is the definition of the sublimation? In this way the questions will be coming. So you have to learn the sublimation of camphor. The answer is here itself. You can write it. Now chromatography. Can we separate colors from a mixture of colors? Let us do an interesting activity. How can you separate the colors from a mixture of colors? A chalk with different colors. Take a whole stick of white chalk. Around the curved surface of the chalk put an ink mark with blue or black. Now pour some water in a plate and keep the piece of chalk in water. Ensure that the water in the plate is very little and does not touch the ink mark. First of all, you have to take a plate like this. You have to fill the plate with only some water. Then place the chalk. Before placing the chalk, put an ink mark with blue or black ink. Then place the chalk in the water. The water should not touch this ink mark. It should be below the ink mark. Now observe the color patterns that form on the piece of chalk after some time. Does chalk absorb water? What changes do you observe? Can you find any change in the ink mark on the chalk? Which colors are seen? Remove the chalk before the water reaches its top. Which colors do you see on the chalk from the bottom to top? Draw a picture of chalk in your notebook and the colors you have seen on the chalk. From where did these colors come? Yes. This activity you have to do it by yourself, children. It's very easy. You can do in your home. And after observing, yes, the chalk absorbs water. Then after observing the water, the chalk will show the different patterns of colors. The ink appears to be made of a single color, but it is actually a mixture of many colors hidden in it. How it is able to see many colors? Because we have marked with blue or black ink. When it is dissolved, when it absorbs the water, this ink will change in, this ink will also get dissolved. And you can see different colors. Because the ink that is in blue color is not made with only one color. Several colors are used while making this blue ink. For that purpose, we can see many colors when the chalk is absorbing the water. This method is an example of chromatography. This is an example for chromatography. Try to do chromatography with different inks and find out which color they contain. So by this we can know that what are the colors that are hidden in the blue ink. Where do we use the chromatography method? We know that it is that a leaf is green in color. Try to find out whether the leaf consists of only one color or more than one color. So with the leaf also you can do the chromatography method. So when you do chromatography method, we can know that green will, whether it contains only single color or any other color. So to take out the color from the mixture of the colors, the chromatography method is used. That's it for today. Today we have learned sublimation as well as chromatography and making the own distilled water and extracting salt from the seawater. So now today's homework is write about the process of making distilled water with a neat diagram. This is the diagram. So you have to write the answer how to make own distilled water with the help of a diagram. That is your homework. Children, please mention your name when you are sending the homeworks and your pics are not clear. Please make sure that whatever you are sending is right, and some are writing wrong answers also. Make it sure that your answer should be in the right way and the diagram also and your name, class. Thank you. Now, when it started heating, the water which is present in this flask, already the water is present in this flask. So, when it started heating, what does the heat do? It will make the water to boil. So, slowly the water will get evaporated. The water vapor from this tube will enter into the another flask through this tube. So the water, when it is heated, the water vapor enters from this tube and it go through the rubber tube and it will go to the another flask. So when it reaches here in the another conical flask, first the water vapor will enter into the flask. Then already we have studied that when the water vapor gets cooled, it will change into water. So the water vapor after cooling, it is changing into water here. So the water vapor that is getting evaporated from this flask will not contain any kind of impurities. It is the pure form of water. So the impurities will be in the water, but the water vapor does not contain any impurities. The water vapor, when it gets cools and settle down as water in this flask, will be very pure in form. It does not contain impurities. So this is the distilled water. This water is called as distilled water because it does not contain any impurities. So in this way the distilled water is prepared. So I think you have understood. Once again go through the, if you read the once and twice what is the matter, then you will able to understand. So once again I am saying the water in the first flask will contain some impurities. When the heat is produced, the water changes into water vapor and it will enter from this tube through the rubber tube and settle down in this flask. So after settling down, after cooling down the water vapor, it will change into water. So it does not contain any impurities. Then this water is said to be distilled water. In this way you can make your own distilled water. Now coming to the next point is sublimation. In order to separate the components of a mixture, we make use of the differences in color, shape, size, weight, solubility. Yes, already in the starting chapter, when the chapter started, we have learned that when we are separating something, just first we will see the color, then the size, then the shape, then the weight. So according to this, we will separate the components from a mixture. Can we use these features for separating mixtures of powdered salt and camphor? So can you use the same method to separate the powdered salt and camphor? What other properties can we use? So camphor and the salt both are in white color and both are in powder form. Then how can we separate these two? Camphor is nothing but Arthikapuram.